Hey everybody, it's Vanobi and Ox here, and I told you guys that I was going to be doing a video that hit home with me. So here it is. It's a little sporadic, so forgive me. But I do have a lot to say, and I'm going to try to make it as short and sweet as possible for you guys. But this video is going to be about being different, about pushing yourself further to be who you want to be for those of you who are scared. And this will also include a little story that happened to me at work, which is why it pushed me to do this video for one, and also talking about it with my boyfriend last night pushed me to do this video number two. So first off, I'll begin with a little backstory so you guys can understand where I'm coming from with this. I have been goth for what seems like all of my life. I have always worn dark clothing. I've always been sort of a dark soul inside. My mind has been a little dark. Though I listened to a lot of 90s pop, I enjoyed the goth scene. How I really got into it was in Ohio, actually, where we were grocery shopping for my grandmother, and I saw Marilyn Manson on the cover of this magazine, and I absolutely fell in love with him. I adored the way he looked. I adored the way that he presented himself as he did back in the 90s and early 2000s. And I begged my dad to get me the magazine. Let me tell you, that was the beginning of my love for Marilyn Manson and anything different. So it started going further and further, and I finally found the word goth. And that was 6th grade, possibly. That's when I really started getting into it. Silly little Hot Topic goths, you know. It was the only place I could buy my clothing. But, you know, I wore trip pants. I looked really different. I tried dyeing my hair black. I only got about that part done black. My mom really wanted me to keep my blonde hair. Note, I have blonde hair. I have very blonde hair. And I hate it. So, with that being said, I did my hardest to look different, to become who I really wanted to be. It's been a slow process because I don't have a lot of money to buy all these fabulous clothing that I really want, or per se look the way that I want to look, because I now have jobs that I need to keep. And the main factor of the story from being different at a young age is my mother. My dad was pretty okay with it. He was more of a neutral party between my mother and I. But her and I fought about being different. You know, if she had family coming over, friends coming over, she pretty much just put me in my bedroom. And it hurt. You know, it's me. I'm still her daughter, but this is me. I dress differently because this is me. And, well, let me tell you, we fought a lot. And I feel like she's embarrassed by me. I feel like she's embarrassed because she doesn't have that cute little Victorian, or I wish, the cute little girl with pink dresses and blonde hair with pigtails, you know, somebody who was popular in school, who has a lot of friends, who was the president of some club during schools, you know, somebody that's normal, that can be her daughter. And I feel like she's very embarrassed that she doesn't. She says she isn't, but her actions speak otherwise. And since, I guess, I moved out and her and I have talked a little more, she sort of kind of understands a bit. Not a lot, but she doesn't freak out on me like she used to, which is step forward. But now her and my dad have retired to Michigan, so I can pretty much not hear her complain about the way I dress. But I have dealt with losing a lot of friends because of me being different as well. I have dealt with bullying in school as well for being different, to the point where the cops were called, and not on them, but on me, for a rumor that was spread around. And you will never understand how ostracized I felt hearing parents yell over the phones about this rumor and pretty much them thinking you were the cause in the dean's office. So after that, I got fed up and I stopped going to school. And that week I turned 18. So it worked out, but it still hurts because I really, really wanted to graduate. So before you bully, think about somebody's future, please, because I really wanted to graduate. Anyways, so that story was pretty fucked up, and the kids that did that caused all of that drama, only got to talk to because guess what? They were star football players. They are balls. They're balls I want to kick, but they were star football players, so they only got to talk to. Anyways, after that, I lost a lot of jobs as well. Because I'm not afraid to be different. I'm not. I like being different. I like showing people I can be different and still be socially active with what I have to do, work, bills, taxes, all of that. But it sucks hopping from job to job, let me tell you. I now work at a sex shop, so I am a bit more freely to be myself because it is more of a low underground type thing that sex is, even though everybody does it. I still can't really, really be out there, but I'm there. I've lost a lot of friends. Like I said, I still don't really have friends. My apartment is my world. This is where I hang out with. My TV is my friends. My laptop is somebody that I can median through to socialize with the world. And my cats, well, they bug the fuck out of me sometimes. And then my boyfriend lives here, and he's really only the human that I interact with on a very different level than the acquaintances that I have around in my life, other than going to work. So my social skills have gone up from here down into the negatives, because I feel like people get a little nervous around me because I am so different, and I'm not afraid to say what I want to say, and I'm not afraid to dress how I want to dress. But I've also been really cautious about people as well. I hate the fact that, oh, yay, I may have an actual friend, and then they poof, and I'm like, well, fuck, that sucks. So I've just been really better off being by myself, as far as this matter goes. Now, I have dealt with a lot. Trust me, I was even got through a Christian school, and let me tell you, markers being thrown at you from the principal/teacher and chairs kicked at you, and all of that shit because I'm different. Oh, and I was damned to hell. Let me tell ya. First day I was there, I was damned to hell. If I can get through everything and still be proud of who I am, so can you. Let me tell you another story, actually, that happened yesterday while I was at work. We have this gentleman that comes in. I won't say any names, but he's around in his late 50s. He's mildly big, not too bad. He cross-dresses, and he comes in every now and again to buy lingerie, underwear, something that makes him feel more feminine and beautiful. And he's got this grayish brown hair that's halfway bald. And I was checking him out, and we were talking, about our days. And he wanted to ask me something with truth in the answer, with honesty. And I've only met this gentleman about 4 or 5 times. And I was very shocked that he wanted to ask me this, but maybe it's because I present myself as different that, well, maybe he felt comfortable. And the question goes, do I look atrocious? And I was shocked. I was taken aback. I paused for a moment because it's like I lost my breath for a moment in that matter of what he asked me. And I looked him in the eye, I was like, you're not atrocious. Everybody has their own beauty, and trust me, you look fabulous. I promise you. And he goes on to explain how he hasn't yet fully transformed himself into a girl yet because he is scared. You know, he's never done makeup before. He doesn't have a wig. Um, you know, he has the boobs. He's got a wonderful bottom half. Let me tell you, if I didn't see his upper half, I literally would think that a girl just walked in. But obviously, you can tell that he's transforming from male to female. And I told him, you know, there's loads of videos on YouTube, tutorials that you can do. And once you get that push, you'll start feeling a little bit more adventurous with your makeup. He's like, well, I don't want to look like any drag queens. And, well, we all know drag queens are beasts. Let me tell you. They are more of a woman than a real woman like me could ever be. So, you know, and I understand because they take on their makeup incredibly, but those are drag queens for you. You know, he wanted to look more of like a classy lady, somebody that you see walking down the street, maybe from Paris, I don't know, but a classy lady. And I told him, you know, there's still tutorials on YouTube where you can do that. And I wish my coworker Lauren was there, because she is now on the East Coast having surgery to where she literally becomes a full girl. So she was a he, and now that she's done the surgery, she's now entirely a female. And I wish she was there. I wish she was there to witness that, because she would have said a lot more and backed me up as well, because she has gone through that. She's going through that change. But when he asked me that and we were talking about it, I saw this glimmer in his eyes of being sad, thinking that he was actually atrocious to himself and the world, that he had to ask me, as somebody who's only met 4 to 5 times, doesn't really know anything about the fact that maybe he does think that he's atrocious. And it stuck with me through the entire day. It made me cry last night, actually, when I was bringing it up to my boyfriend. You know, when he walked away, it was this really slow turn with sadness in his eyes. And I wanted to go up to him and hug him. Told him everything was going to be okay, but I couldn't, you know. It's a hug. How do you know somebody likes to be touched, you know? And you don't want to overstep boundaries. But the fact that he came up to me like that, and I've also had other people come up to me anonymously through my page or my Tumblr and have stated that they wish they could do what I do. They wish they could be different and have the courage to be, and they admire me for it because of family and friends. They're worried of how they may think or react. It's a problem. It really is a problem. It's not just sexuality anymore. It's being any type of different. That's really the issue. And I want to help that. I want to help change that. I want to make it where, you know, a family could raise a normal looking child, but if they want to turn goth or punk or Lolita or aristocratic Lolita or anything of the such, they're going to be okay with it. They're going to be absolutely okay with it. They'll buy them the clothing that they want. You know, they'll really, really support them in that matter. But not all of us are lucky like that. I know I wasn't. You know, my parents dealt with it, but I had to buy my own clothing, not them. And some people aren't like that. Some families really aren't like that. You're anything but what they want you to be, and all hell breaks loose, and your family abandons you, they disown you. There's so many more problems that some people deal with than me, which is unfortunate, but it happens. And I really, really, really want to change that. I really want to help that. I really want to be that support system that people can go to for those who want to be different, for those who want to be themselves, but are afraid to because of their families and friends. And, you know, I'm not much of a family person, and I get that some people are, and this may be really, like, back off Zenobia, but if your family's going to make you be somebody that you're not and will really be cruel about it if they find out, I think maybe it's time to just let it go and let your freak flag fly. You know, it's an amazing release when you can finally be who you want to be. It really is. It's like wearing a corset for 2 days straight at the tightest it could be, and then finally being able to undo the ties and take it off, and you're like, oh my gosh, feels so much better now. That's exactly how it's going to be when you finally let go of that fear and be who you want to be. It's going to be fabulous. And if you find out that it's not really you, just tell them it was a phase. I know I'm not, my goth thing isn't a phase, but sometimes other people's are. Just say it as such. But if it's not, and you really want to do this, I say go for it. Push through that door. It's already opened. You know who you are. You know what you want to be. You know how you want to dress. And the door is right there. Just right there. And you're staring at it. And yeah, there's little traps and all of that to get through it. But once you get through it, you're going to feel so amazing about yourself. You're going to wonder why you even held back for as long as you did. And yeah, you're probably going to lose a lot of friends in the process if they're not used to you being different. Sucks, especially if you've known them for a really long time. Like, you're just going to up and leave me and not be my friend because I'm different, but I've known you for like 5+ years. You know who I am, I'm not any different other than the way that I dressed. I think that's bullshit and they weren't really friends in the first place. But that's just me. But I also know what it feels like to lose a friend. A really close friend. So you're not alone in that matter either. I am opening myself up to those of you who have pursued me and stated that you admire my courage for being different and being absolutely who I want to be in times where you really can't. I want to open myself up to those people. I want you to come to me if you ever feel like it. I want to be your support system in this change. You can come to me for any types of problems, be it family has disowned you, you just need somebody to talk to vent to, you need links for clothing, you need ideas for makeup or hair, though I'm not much of either. But I want to help you progress into somebody that you want to be. If that gentleman that came in yesterday and asked me that came in today and had full makeup on, full hair, really transformed himself into a woman, maybe not exactly how he wants to be, but that comes with time. I know I helped with that matter. And I'm going to be so proud of him that he took that step, and I had some cause in it, maybe not all. But I had some cause to help him be who he wants to be. And that feeling will be absolutely amazing. And I want to do the same for those of you who can't, who are scared, who are afraid of what their family thinks, and friends. There's a goth community wherever you are. I promise you. You just have to look for it. And if you're old enough to move to Los Angeles or New York, where you're going to have mountains of friends in your style and your same likings. We are out there. You're not alone. And I can be your support system if you really need it. I can be your venting buddy. I can be your makeup buddy. We can find makeup looks together. You're not alone. You have me. I promise you. And if you're not ready to come to me quite yet, it's okay. Take your time. But I would like you to know that no matter what, if you really, really, really want to do it but are scared, take the jump. It's a roller coaster. Jump into the cold waters and you'll totally be okay. I promise you. You won't die. You won't do anything. You won't get burned at the stake. Whatever. You'll get stares and looks. That's about it. Now, I like the statement that the Venice Beach Freak Show has. Say no to normal. People aren't all entirely going to be different. There are some people, obviously, who are going to still be normal. They may be open-minded, but they're still going to be normal. They won't dress like me. So, entirely, that's, I guess, a double-edged sword. But normal to me is conformity. It's a boring factor that everybody is in. You know, with working 9-to-5 jobs. That to me is conformity, because I'm working, but I also have bills to pay. I also have a place that I need to stay. Fortunately, it's a necessity. Conformity, I guess, mix up those words, whatever. It's normal, but be open-minded. Dress how you want to dress. You want tattoos and piercings? Go out and get some. You want to dress Victorian? Please do. Everybody needs a little class in their life. You want to dress cyber? Cyberlux falls are the easiest to make and put in, let me tell you. And there's loads of dread makers all over the internet. Just be who you want to be. You're not going to be alone forever. You're not going to be hated forever. And those people who do hate you and ostracize you and all of that, don't waste your time on them. It's going to hurt. I promise you. It will. But you have loads of people everywhere in the world on the internet that you can connect with and become friends with and have a support system anywhere that you would like. And I would like to be the start of that. So for those who have anonymously messaged me about wanting the courage to be different, I would really love it if you messaged me, because I would love to offer my support in your change to becoming who you really want to be. And if anything else, like I said, if it doesn't work out, it was just a phase. But I'm happy to know that you at least know it's not you and you tried it. I'm happy either way. So this video is pretty much done with. I'm sure I'll have a lot more to say later. Maybe there's going to be part 2. I'm not sure. But I just wanted to show my support for those people. Those who have messaged me anonymously. Those who come to me. Those who admire me from afar. Those who are so afraid to change. You know, I'm here. I'm here for a support system. And you're not alone in anything that you go through. Bullying is an everyday factor. Every day. And it sucks. It's never going to go away. Trust me. It's not. I don't know why people are trying to take bullying away. Because people are, you know, I hate some people. Sometimes I talk shit about people. That sort of can consider bullying, though it's not in their face. It's still harmful to a person if they hear it. You know, but what can any of us do but grow some balls and stand up for each other? You know, bullying's never going to go away. But there are ways we can help ourselves in the situation in that matter. And to help it not be as prominent. So, like I said, maybe there'll be a part 2. I'm not quite sure. But thank you guys for taking the time to listen to my pretty much 23-minute video. And I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day.